9:21 now, with the NBA Finals have come to an end, but the hardcore sports fans not done blabbing about basketball.
Nope.
Cody's standing by with a friend of the program to break down the Sacramento Kings' upcoming draft
This
picks.
is our time. We are the belle of the ball right now. Belle of the ball. Everybody's talking about the Kings right now. What will the Kings do? Will they trade the pick? Everybody's talking about it. Damien Barling joining us right now. Damien, of course, everybody's talking about they think the fourth pick will be
Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey. But I've got a strange suspicion that this young man, Chet Holmgren, is going to fall to us at number 4.
Really?
Yes.
So that's a good one, because of the 3 at the top of the draft, he's the one that I haven't really been able to fully wrap my arms around. He's the one that I just can't get. Like, Jabari Smith looks pro-ready today.
Yeah, he's
like,
ready.
He looks like he could step on a basketball court and be impactful for the Orlando Magic, or for the Oklahoma City Thunder, for the Houston Rockets immediately. I love Paolo Banchero. You read a lot about him potentially being the Rookie of the Year, because on a bad team, he's going to be able to go out there and he's going to be able to kind of command the room and command the floor. Chet's the one I just can't figure out. You see it there. You see his ability to shoot. Certainly, you see his defense around the rim. His perimeter defense is a little bit more sketchy, and I keep wondering, if a player falls, is he going to be the one to fall, and what that winds up meaning for the Sacramento Kings? And I think it ultimately is a no-brainer. If any of those big 3 are left for Sacramento there at 4, that's the player that they take.
Like, if you're going to have to wrap your arms around somebody, that's the guy's arms to wrap around him. The dude is so big.
I understand the ridiculousness of what I said. And I think, and I honestly think that's part of the reason that I can't fully embrace him, is he's just so frail. It's just such an odd look in today's game. And not that we haven't seen, skinny ball players before. It's just he is so tall, and he's so thin. It's I don't know. It's nerve-wracking.
So my theory is this. We have a center right now. Great passer, not the greatest defensive player. And you put him in there, and now you're cooking.
Yeah.
Now you're cooking. Okay, let's talk about.
You put Chet at the 4 and have him move around defensively. No, you're 100% right, and that absolutely is the appeal for him in Sacramento.
Thank you very much. I am a sports enthusiast. Okay, let's talk about Ivey. That's the one everybody kind of thinks is going to be the man, the guy. Why is everybody so hyped about him?
He is extremely athletic. He's extremely explosive. There's so much that he could do with the ball. With the draft is a really dangerous time, because you draw such outrageous comps to people. And you've heard with Jaden Ivey, I mean, people say Ja Morant, but it's ridiculous to not acknowledge the reason people say Ja Morant. It's because late in the season he wore his hair like Ja Morant, and I think that's, he reminds me of Ja Morant. But he has Ja's explosiveness. You've heard Dwayne Wade, you've heard Russell Westbrook, and like, man, those are some pretty... Like, if that's really the comp for this kid, why in the world is he not going number 1? Yeah, so if you tone that stuff down a little bit, you realize offensively he has a ton of tools that could be really beneficial for every team. The one concern in Sacramento is when you talk about his speed, you talk about his explosiveness, you talk about his ability to get to the basket. You see, like right there, with no one clogging the lane.
Yeah.
That sounds like the guy familiar to De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, that sounds like a guy we already have.
Yeah, who's very good at all of that stuff, by the way.
What about Keegan Murray? That seems like an easy fit. You can just put him in there, and he's big, and he's tall, and he can shoot.
Yeah, he's a day 1 starter, and you get the exclusive here, because this hasn't hit the radio yet. This won't hit the radio till 12 o'clock. I don't think the only scenario where I think the Sacramento Kings should take Keegan Murray is if they trade back. It's not because of a knock on Keegan Murray, the player. It's not because he can't be extremely impactful for the Sacramento Kings when he steps on the floor. It's because the league seems to covet Jaden Ivey. If you don't have a trade outlined when you're on the clock at number 4, pick Jaden Ivey. Force the hand of the rest of the league. If you really want this kid on your team, you're going to have to come to us, because we're perfectly fine with him playing next to De'Aaron Fox. Again, Keegan Murray is really, he has a lot of, he's another guy who can step on the floor. He's not going to be as impactful as Paolo Banchero. He's not going to be as impactful as Jabari Smith. But he can be good, and he's probably a day 1 starter without any question. I just think you can't pass up on the asset that Jaden Ivey is.
I got you. I got you. Normally, you're on from 12 to 4 every day. I say this all the time, that you guys have saved my life, because you have. I'll be sleepy driving home, and you guys wake me up because I love your conversation. But tomorrow, you're going to be on for 47 hours straight.
That's what it feels like. We have made the commitment to do marathon shows as long as the Sacramento Kings remain in the lottery. So, and it's a big day for us. It's a long day for us, but we'll be on 12 to 8. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Twitch. Of course, we'll be on ESPN 1320. But it's a practice that we started, you know, when the show first got launched, and we realized how important those days are for Sacramento Kings fans and the desire for content. So we're going to start at 12. We're going to end at 8, and maybe we'll go till 9. Maybe we'll go till 10. I'm not really sure, but we really hope tomorrow is a big day for the Sacramento Kings.
I will keep my phone on, because if Chet falls to us, you can call me and you say, Cody called it. Cody called it.
I'll do it. We'll call you right there on the spot. We'll get your live reaction to Chet Holmgren being a Sacramento King.
All right, thank you so much. Listen to these guys. It's the best radio show in town. I'm telling you, I love this radio show. And tomorrow, 47 hours straight. They're just going to keep going. They're going to keep going. Thanks, David. Have a good one, man.